Little baby, don't you cry at me. Say, tell them, stop.
Assalamualaikum, Dr. Lukman Raimi.
Halo. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
I'm
name
very
is Dr. Yeah.
okay. First of all, I'm going to very sorry about the unprofessional from my team.
Okay, no
Yeah,
problem.
because I thought that my team has already given the schedule for your lecture.
No, it was not given. I was just communicated if I would be willing to take a number of courses, and I said yes. Subsequently, there was no communication until I saw your email that I'll be presenting this morning. So no problem. Let's just go ahead. Yeah,
Okay, we're very sorry, sir.
no
So,
problem.
so everyone, this is Dr. Lukman Raimi. He's assistant professor for entrepreneurship in University Brunei Darussalam. So, can we begin the lecture, sir?
Okay. Can we start?
Yes, you can start now, sir. You can.
Okay, let me share my screen.
Okay.
Can you all see my presentation?
Not yet, sir. We haven't seen the PPT as well.
How about now? Not yet.
Uh, not yet.
Okay, I'm coming.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Can you see my screen?
Not yet, sir.
Yeah, I don't know what's actually happened. I've actually shared. If I said you are screen sharing, I don't know why you cannot view it. But that notwithstanding, let's continue. I will share the PDF with you on the chat box now.
Okay, thank you,
So,
sir.
yeah, the topic of our conversation is framed around the topic culture in the entrepreneurial organization. Stable is internet is also not stable. I don't know what happened. I want to type something in the chat box just to confirm if you are able to receive. So I just sent something to the chat box. Are you able to receive?
Okay. We haven't received anything, sir.
What's that? That's serious. I said I typed hello and it's been delivered. So you cannot see hello in the chat box.
No, we haven't received anything from you.
Let's just continue. The topic, as I have mentioned, is culture in the entrepreneurial organization. Culture in the entrepreneurial organization. So the learning outcomes are basically 5. So the first one is at the end of this conversation, you'll be able to define the term entrepreneurial organization. Then secondly, you'll be able to define the term culture or entrepreneurial culture. And thirdly, you understand the features of entrepreneurial organization. Then fourthly, you know the elements of entrepreneurial culture. And finally, you'll be able to discuss the connection between entrepreneurial culture and entrepreneurial organization, how one shapes the other. Is there a relationship between entrepreneurial organization and culture? The internet is really terrible. So, and finally, you should be able to connect the relationship between the two. So, according to the literature, several studies have actually discussed entrepreneurial organization as one of the typologies. When we talk about business organization, there are several typologies. So the literature discuss the various types of business organization, and the entrepreneur organization is just one out of these typologies. So, but what shapes an entrepreneurial organization? What makes it unique, unlike others, is the concept of entrepreneurial culture. Without the culture, then an organization will not be called entrepreneurial organization, or will not really achieve the mileage that a true entrepreneurial organization should achieve. So we are going to attempt to connect the relationship between entrepreneurial organization and entrepreneurial culture. Is the relationship unidirectional or bidirectional? Unidirectional in the sense that, is it culture that drives entrepreneurial organization, or is it entrepreneurial organization that drives culture, or both drive each other? So all these are very, very important. According to Henry Mintzberg is a scholar of management, and his works have also been used extensively in strategic management, in entrepreneurship, and other type of managerial discipline. So he said there are 5 types of organization. There are 5 types of what? Organization. He talks about machine organization. He talks about professional organization. He talks about divisional organization. He talks about innovative organization. And finally, he mentioned entrepreneurial organization. For this particular lecture, we are not looking at machine organization. We are not looking at professional organization. We are not looking at divisional organization. We are also not looking at innovative organization. The focus of our conversation is what? Entrepreneurial organization. But you should go on with the facts that there are 5 types of what? Organizational typologies. So the next thing is, what is entrepreneurial organization? I came up with 3 definitions. All the definitions are saying the same thing, but each has a unique take home or takeaway. So we need to look at these 3 important definitions of entrepreneurial organization. The first one defines entrepreneurial organization as the one that places innovation and opportunism at the heart in order to produce economic and social value. In other words, if you have businesses in Malaysia, in Indonesia, in Brunei, in China, that places importance on innovation and discovering or creating opportunity. If these 2 things are very, very important to that organization for meeting social and economic needs of the people, then such an organization is qualified to be called entrepreneurial organization. You are innovative. So if you are innovative and you try to create opportunity or discover opportunity in your environment in order to meet the needs of the people in terms of product, services, technology, then you are qualified to be called an entrepreneurial organization. So the second definition describes or defines an entrepreneurial organization as the one as the one that engages in innovation of market products, undertake risky business, and introduces innovation to get ahead of its rivals. This innovation can also be service and public service. So what this means is that if you have a business, whether startup business or scale-up business, that engages in innovation, in the production of goods, services, solution in any part of the world, and the business is also engaging in risky businesses and introducing things, new things that people really want, in order to actually overshadow their rivals, then that is an entrepreneurial organization. Entrepreneurial organization is always coming up with innovative product, innovative services, innovative processes, innovative solution, better than those of its competitors. And they're able to venture into new things that others are afraid of venturing into. Then such an organization is called entrepreneurial. So the third definition that I want to share with you is the one provided by Mintzberg himself. He said an entrepreneurial organization is a simple organization, lean and flexible, with a flat structure, of one large unit with few senior managers that allow the founder considerable control as it grows. So what that means is if you have a business that operates if you have a very simple organization that has a very simple organogram, no complexity in the way you report, from top down, down up, and you're able to do things fastly, effectively, efficiently to meet customers' needs, then that is an innovative organization. So with these three definitions, we are all very clear about what an entrepreneurial organization is all about. Very good examples of entrepreneurial organization in human history. Today, they are very big organizations. Please share with me your emails so that I'll forward the material to your email. The internet is really terrible. I don't know what happened. So in human history, examples of entrepreneurial organizations that have grown to become powerful organizations today are Google, Facebook, Tencent, Alibaba, Salesforce, Tesla, LinkedIn, Twitter, Workday, and several others. They all started as a very small but innovative organization. So this particular feature has actually helped them to grow in terms of size, in terms of capitalization, in terms of influence, in terms of reach, and in terms of profitability. So today, They are global corporation, but they started as what? Entrepreneurial organization with very lean, simple, flat structure. The workers are innovative, the owners are innovative, and they produce innovative quality product services in an innovative way. So in other words, the product, the services, the technology, the processes are all innovative. And that's what makes them innovative. I mean, let me change the, I think I've just shut down the camera. Probably it should be stable. So let's go ahead. So the next thing is what are the features of entrepreneurial organization? What are the features? If you talk about an entrepreneurial organization, what are the features? So in the literature, we are told that entrepreneurial organization actually leverage what is called entrepreneurial orientation. They leverage what is called entrepreneurial orientation. And what are the dimensions of the entrepreneurial orientation? There are 5. The first one is proactiveness. The second one is risk-taking. The third one is innovativeness. We have been talking about that, repeatedly. The third one is autonomy. And the fifth one is competitive aggressiveness. In other words, when you talk about entrepreneurial organization, if you dissect that particular organization, you cut it into 2. I want to see what is it that drives that organization to be entrepreneurial. What you are going to discover is what is called entrepreneurial orientation. And there are 5. So they are the propellers, they are the pivots that drives entrepreneurial organization. Let's now explain each of these features. The first one is proactiveness. Proactiveness simply means the extent to which an organization promptly acts in anticipation of future market demand for the goods, based on changes in customer dynamics, demographics, etc. So that is what is called proactiveness. From the English word proactive, you are very quick at taking opportunity. Customers, they want blue products and you have green. What you are expected to do is to quickly change from green to what? Blue. So you are being proactive. But if you delay the switching, the tendency is for customer to go to another another producer or manufacturer. So organizations that are proactive, they retain their customer and are able to have what is called market competitive. So the second element or feature is risk taking. They take a risk, by investing into new things, new products, new services, new technology for the purpose of capturing the market and meeting the needs of customer. That is risk taking. And the reward for taking risks is, of course, the economic profit, the visibility, the reputation, and the competitive advantage that you gain. Then number three is innovativeness. We have discussed innovativeness extensively. One of the reasons why they are called entrepreneurial organizations is because of innovation. They are always changing the way they do things. They learn, they relearn, they unlearn. They unlearn because what they have learned is no more useful. So they forget about it and learn new things. And because they are innovative, they continue to learn. That is relearning in order to be able to meet the needs of the customer. That is the third one. The fourth one is autonomy. This refers to whether organization has freedom to develop entrepreneurial ideas. So if you look at Facebook, Tesla, SpaceX, and what have you, these are powerful organizations. So all the organizations that I mentioned have been able to prosper because they enjoy autonomy. They own the organization. They are not under the influence of government. They are not under the influence of banks. They own the equity. They own virtually everything. And some of their venture capitalists are partners in progress. So they enjoy autonomy to be competitive. And finally, an organization is called entrepreneurial organization because they have competitive aggressiveness. That is the tendency to intensely, challenge competitors. You can see what Facebook has done. Facebook has actually challenged other social media. And by challenging them, Facebook is able to acquire WhatsApp, is able to acquire Instagram, and some other businesses. So this is what is called competitive aggressiveness. You must be competitive. You must be able to compete shoulder to shoulder, dollar for dollar, resources for resources with other businesses within your entrepreneurship ecosystem. So this is very, very important. So because the network is not stable, let me quickly go to culture. Don't forget, please send your email. I want you all to send me your email so that I'll just forward the internet is not really stable here. Forward your email so that I'll forward the slide. It's self-explanatory. Everyone from Iqbal and others, forward your emails to me. Iqbal, Riham, Nadif. I want everyone to forward your emails. Can you hear me? Can you all hear me? Hello? Can you all hear me? Hello? Are you there? Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to be sure that you can hear me. So let's continue. Having understood the concept of entrepreneurial organization, let us move straight to entrepreneurial culture. So I want to start by telling you that culture is a slippery concept in the sense that it's been used in various fields in different ways, to mean different things at different times in different contexts. But in entrepreneurship, when you talk about culture, you are simply referring to a set of values, ideas, and other meaningful symbols that individuals and the group, attach importance to. You understand? For instance, in the Asian region, people attach importance to Malay language because it's part of their cultural, uh, values. And also they attach importance, to other things like their tradition, their music, and what have you. So in the field of entrepreneurship too, you have culture. So we call that culture entrepreneurial culture, the way we do things in entrepreneurship. If you do things in different ways, different from the way entrepreneurs do it, then you're not going to get the same results. That is why entrepreneurial culture is defined as an environment where someone is motivated to innovate, create, and take risks. Also, so also uh, entrepreneurial culture also extends to the fact that employees, top managements, and all organizational members are encouraged to brainstorm on how to come up with new ideas, new products, new services, new processes, new business solutions in order to stay, on top in the market. When you see on top, you are talking about competitiveness. You are talking about market positioning. Look at Coca-Cola. For many years in this soft drink industry globally, Coca-Cola has been, sustainable, and Coca-Cola has been able to retain its position. We call that market position. Coca-Cola is able to do that because of its entrepreneurial culture, culture of innovation, culture of creativity, culture of risk-taking, and culture of what? Allowing workers, organizational members to be part of the solution and to be part of the deal. So when work is done in the way we have explained, innovatively, creatively, using teamwork, team spirit, then you are creating a culture, the way you do things. And that culture is what is called entrepreneurial culture. So what we call entrepreneurial organization today emerge as a result of what? Entrepreneurial culture. So according to a scholar called Smith, Smith said entrepreneurial culture can be a powerful energy to unleash into organization, and also it can serve as a tool to motivate employees, especially millennials, toward making a difference. Millennials are, your own generation, the generation of young people who are creative, innovative. So if you allow them to imbibe entrepreneurial culture of an entrepreneurial organization, they are going to make a difference, either in profit, in sales, in experimentation. They have the energy, they have the youthfulness, they have the exuberance to actually take your product to the next level. So having explained what entrepreneurial culture is all about, it has 4 elements. So for those of you who are interested in setting up a business in future, if you want to create what is called entrepreneurial culture that will drive the organization, there are 4 elements. The first one is openness. The second one is adaptability. The third one is result and reward. And the last one is learning organization. So these are the 4 pivots, 4 elements of entrepreneurial culture. So let me explain what it means. When you say openness in entrepreneurship, and specifically as a component of entrepreneurial culture, openness simply means willingness of entrepreneurial organization to share information and lessons learned widely with organizational members. If Iqbal has a company in Indonesia, and as the CEO is ready to share information on success, on failure with the employees, not customer, not with a competitor, but with those you call organizational member, your management and your workers, then you are open. How much are you making? They know. How much have we lost? They know. Why is it that we are the first in the industry? They know. Why is it that we are the last in the industry? They know. This is openness. So the question you need to ask yourself as student of entrepreneurship, or somebody who is already an entrepreneur, are 4 questions on openness. 1, does your organization and the leaders have an open door policy for new ideas and feedback? If the answer is yes, you are open. If the answer is no, you are not open. Number 2, does your organization share lessons learned from success as well as failures with members? If the answer is yes, you are an open organization and your culture is good. You have a positive entrepreneurial culture. But if you don't share your success and failure, you keep it to yourself, then your organization So the next one is what we call the top question is it a norm in your organization for individuals to share constructive criticism? Do you allow your workers to criticize you, to criticize your operation, to criticize your product, to criticize your services, to criticize the way you do things? If the answer is yes, then you are open. Because criticism is good. It will enable you to know your strengths and your weaknesses. But if you don't allow for criticism, then you are not an open organization. Then you have a bad culture. And finally, do employees at every level understand the big picture? Do they know where you are going in 2024? Do they know what drives your vision and your mission? Do they know what you intend to do in 2030? If the answer is yes, then it's an open organization. And if the answer is no, then you have a problem with your culture. Your culture is not open. It's not an open culture. So let's move to the second dimension. The second dimension is what is called adaptability. And what is adaptability in entrepreneurship? Adaptability is Another very unique feature that you are expected to have as an entrepreneur. So when you talk about adaptability, you are talking about the ability of the organization to monitor, assess, and respond to internal and external changes. The word adaptability is from English word adaptable. The environment is changing. Customer wants new things. Are you ready to change with the needs of the environment? If the answer is yes, then you have what is called adaptability culture. But if you are rigid on your errors, on what you are doing, you don't want to change, you don't want to meet the needs, the taste, the preferences of customers, you want to do it in your own way, then you have a bad culture. You are not adaptable. In the world we live today, people have moved away from analog to digital, and even from digital to smart devices, smart digital devices. If you insist on analog, then you are not in business. You are going to be wiped out. So your organization must have adaptability culture. So the first question to ask is, are organizational leaders, starting from you, monitoring customers, clients, investors' feedback? Customers are very, very important. They will be the one to clear your product, to buy your product. Clients will bring businesses. Investor will put money in your business. Are you getting their feedback? And are you adapting? Are you changing your style, your strategy, your approach to fit their needs? If the answer is yes, then you are adaptable. Does the organization regularly seek feedback from external stakeholders, apart from your workers and your shareholders? Do you get feedback from external people, like your customers, like government, like banks, like the host community? Do you get feedback from them, regulatory agency? If the answer is yes, you are doing well, because the feedback you get, you use it to actually shape your vision and your mission. So that the third question is, does the organization question its status quo and its way of doing things? Look at Coca-Cola, look at Cadbury. These are global corporations. And because they are global corporations, they always, change their status quo. The fact that they are enjoying competitiveness does not mean they should remain static. So from time to time, they look at trends, needs, taste, preferences of the society, and they now adapt, to fit into that. If you are adaptable, then you enjoy what is called long-term competitiveness. Your company will endure for. So quickly, let me take the two remaining entrepreneurial cultural elements. The third one is result and reward. What does it mean? Result and reward refers to dedication by your organization to tracking performance outcomes and socioeconomic impact, of your operation. And both reward and results extend to rewarding the right behavior, including organizational citizenship. So workers who are honest, who are dedicated, who are loyal should be rewarded because they are performing. They are generating high sales. They are generating huge profit. They are giving your company good reputation, and you are becoming, very powerful in the ecosystem. So the question to ask yourself is, Are you a result-oriented organization? Are you a reward-oriented organization? These three questions will help you. Does your organization push decision downward to those on the front line and with the most information? Do you dialogue with your employees, top employees, middle employees, and lower employees? If the answer is yes, then you are good. Does the organization reward the right behavior more than it reprimand negative behavior? In the principles of reinforcement, when workers are doing well, you reward them with financial and non-financial rewards. And if they are not doing well, you reprimand them, you punish them, either you deny them promotion or you demote them. Some organizations are very good in punishment and they are very bad in rewarding. So an entrepreneurial organization with good culture will use both reward and punishment at the right time. And finally, how does the organization manage failure? Do you So the last question is, do you learn from failure? Do you tolerate failure? Because failure is a learning process. If you allow people to experiment in your organization, they may fail in the initial attempt, but second thought time, they will perfect that particular action and it will be to your own advantage. So organizations that encourage people to experiment, to fail initially, and then to succeed later, promote those we call intrapreneurs, that is, workers who have entrepreneurial characteristics, and they'll be able to So finally, under entrepreneurial culture, so let us look at the fourth one, which is called learning organization. What is learning organization? It's a culture, it's an entrepreneurial culture. Learning organization is an organization that makes a promise to employees to support and encourage them to grow and learn on the job without fear. Some organizations, they don't have tolerance for error, for mistake. They don't allow workers to learn on the job. They always want perfection. No, there's no perfection in So you shouldn't look for perfection. Allow your workers to learn on the job so that they will be able to master the process. So the question to ask is, do employees have goals for personal improvement that are regularly discussed by you and nurtured by the organization and the leaders? If the answer is yes, then your organization is a learning organization. But if it is no, then you are not a learning organization. And finally, does the organization share best practices and newsworthy trends in the industry with members to adapt? If you are doing this, then you are a learning organization. If you want people to succeed, if you want your employees So let me quickly try to conclude because the internet is not stable. So I want to emphasize that what you call entrepreneurial culture is shaped by national culture. If a country is innovative and creative, it will affect individuals and businesses in that particular country. If a nation is entrepreneurial, then businesses in that particular nation will also be entrepreneurial. If a nation has what we can call positive culture, then businesses in that particular nation will also have positive culture. Look at China and America. They are leading in entrepreneurship in the world. Why? Because America and China has national culture of entrepreneurship. So that national culture has affected the lives of individuals and businesses. So that's the reason why issue of culture is discussed extensively in entrepreneurship, either in the field of innovation management or venture growth strategy or simply entrepreneurial culture, because they want people to really develop a positive culture of excellence, culture of innovation, culture of risk-taking, culture of learning, and culture of tolerance for failure. If you tolerate failure, failure, leads to perfection. You fail at first, but with continuous improvement, you become developed countries. They have what we can call good entrepreneurial culture because they are nations that are driven by efficiency, innovation, creativity, business ethics, and rules and regulation that strengthen the business ecosystem. So because the network is not stable, I want to stop here, but I want the host to send the emails of the members to me. You can send it to the chat box so that I'll just forward the presentation to you now. So please share your emails so that I'll just Can I have your emails, please? Emails. And also you can ask questions. Questions, please. Send your emails and questions so that I'll take them. The network is not stable. It's not stable. Questions and your emails so that I'll forward the presentation to you. Are you with me? And everyone, are you with me? Hello, are you with me?
Yeah, we are here, sir.
Yeah, because of the internet connectivity, I tried to quickly round up to allow for questions and clarification. Then make sure you send the emails to me so that I'll forward the presentation to participants. Sorry for the intermittent disruption of the network. I can't really help that. It's beyond my control.
We are very sorry too about the previous problem.
Any question?
Okay, dear all listeners, is there any question about the lecturing today? You can ask directly or you can chat in the text box below. If you have any question about the lecturing today or on the entrepreneurship.
While waiting for your question, to conclude, entrepreneurial organization creates entrepreneurial culture after some time. The culture you have created will also help you to sustain your attributes of entrepreneurial organization. So there is a relationship between entrepreneurial organization and entrepreneurial culture, and also between entrepreneurial culture and entrepreneurial organization. It's like asking which one came first. Is it the chicken or the egg, or the egg or the chicken? So both. I want to call it a day here by wishing you good luck in your respective endeavors. So try to put into practice what you have learned. For those of you who want to be entrepreneurs, set up an entrepreneurial organization that is driven by entrepreneurial mindset of proactiveness, autonomy, of innovativeness, of competitive aggressiveness. Then after some time, your business will have entrepreneurial culture. So continue to develop the culture. Don't lose touch of those culture, or the culture that you create. So the entrepreneurial culture you create after some time becomes what is called intangible assets that will give you competitiveness, long-term profitability, good reputation, and of course, you become sustainable organization like Facebook, Tesla, Amazon, Alibaba, and so on and so forth. So you can do it, and I want you to put it into practice. So thank you for your rapt attention, and see you some other time. Bye, everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Lukman Brahim.
Bye. Yeah, bye.
Okay, everyone. The next course will be begin at 11 a.m. So you can leave the the Zoom meeting. The next course will be at 11 a.m. by Hasan Siraj for digital business, and continue with Hasan Siraj as well on the service marketing. Thank you.